name's Carmine Odis. I'm the electrophysiologist for this group. I basically deal with heart rhythms and heart rhythm disturbances in everybody's heart. I love this group. This is a fantastic group of people. I don't think you'll find a better group of physicians in town or pretty much over Central Georgia to deal with. I think we take care of pretty much nuts to bolts of our patients and anything involved in their heart care. I feel comfortable enough to bring my own family here and have to see my partners and ask their opinions on problems. Well, I actually went about getting my training in an unconventional method. I actually started out in a research laboratory with a cardiologist at the University of Pittsburgh. I got interested in it so much as a summer job that I actually applied to graduate school, and I completed a course, a PhD in pathology in graduate school. There I got to work very closely with a couple of cardiologists and a couple of surgeons, no less, and I had a blast just taking care of trying to elicit the pathways and pathophysiology of certain diseases and heart failure. So I had a real close connection to the heart, and I was encouraged to apply to medical school by all my mentors at the time. So I did. I ended up at Temple University to get my medical degree. Interestingly enough, my partner ended up there a couple years before me. But I completed my training there, and I ended up at Emory University for training in internal medicine, my residency. I completed residency there, and I ended up at Vanderbilt along with Dr. Tharp in our group doing my cardiology fellowship. I actually got interested in the electrical pathways in the heart and the different electrical problems that can happen in your heart. And so after the general cardiology fellowship at Vanderbilt, I cruised into the electrophysiology fellowship at Vanderbilt and had a great time learning all about heart rhythms and how to treat them and what to do with them. Fantastic exposure to a wide range of problems. I think patient care should be very personal to the physician. I think you should treat everybody as if they're your family. And that's how I approach pretty much every patient that we see. I really try to put myself in their spot. You know, even they come in for one problem, but they might have something else going on. We really try to address most of the things that are going on and try to make them feel better coming out of the hospital, because after all, that's the end game. That's what you want to do. You go to a hospital to get help. You end up taking care of the whole patient, not just a little piece. So we really try to strive. I try to strive to try and put the pieces together and try and take care of the patient as a whole. I'd like to tell our referring physicians, if you send us your patients, we're going to take care of your patient. We're not just going to, well, you know, you see this all the time where, wow, it's not your heart. Okay, we're done. You don't need anything else. Actually, I think our group as a whole does a pretty good job of trying to weed out the real problem. And even if it's not entirely cardiac, or the cardiac problem is secondary to something else, I think we do a pretty good job, again, of taking care of the whole patient, not just the problem. I think we do a yeoman's job of trying to get that done. I'll be honest with you, I moved down here about 9 years ago now, mostly because I trained with Dr. Tharp, and he convinced me to come down here, and I thought this was going to be a one-year deal and probably leave and go back to Pittsburgh, where my family is from. And again, my senior partner now, Dr. Drogi, has family pretty much about 15 minutes away from mine. But I ended up staying here. The opportunity was so great, and I love the Central Georgia area. It's you have access to a lot of things: mountains, beach, farmland, all things that I enjoy going to and looking around at. And It's a lot of fun. I do some bicycling, although that's taken a hit recently. But hopefully we'll get back to that a little bit more than what I was. And Middle Georgia is actually a very amenable spot to outdoor activities, hunting, fishing, outdoorsy type things. And this is a guy who didn't used to do that, and now I do quite a bit. So it's been a lot of fun being here.